Fake Dan Snyder is now following me on Twitter. Whatever. He spells his last name wrong anyway. So, I don't feel like typing all this out, so you get another video. Sorry for the hair and the Wolfman thing I got going on. It's kind of gross. I went to the Virginia Tech game at Miami, or in Blacksburg against Miami. If you paid any attention to college football on Saturday, you saw that we won handily, destroyed them. It was great. So I drove down Saturday morning, and it started raining around Roanoke, and it didn't stop until Sunday morning here. It's pretty crazy. I thought it was going to be like, you know, turned out to be. So I was dressed for the former, not for the latter. I ended up gaining about 15 pounds of water just from being soaked into my clothes during the day. I couldn't make it to the end of the game. It was impossible. I was going to get pneumonia, so I left around the middle of the third quarter. But I was there for the running, for the block punt and touchdown, for just the stand-up defense, and for most of the marching band that didn't actually march in the field because the field was just a complete mess. It was, you know, I was there for Inner Sandman. That's really all that mattered. So that was pretty sweet. So yeah, 15 pounds of weight gained by water. That includes water that pretty much. I'm not sure if it actually destroyed my wallet, but it's turned into this kind of crusty little thing right now. I'm still trying to dry it out, so that's kind of gross. And of course, you know, what good is a geek without a cell phone? My cell phone was in my pocket. And while I was there, I didn't have a poncho on. Shame on me. A bunch of people out there had their cell phones in a little Ziploc bag, so they could still text and tweet and do whatever. But then it was in a Ziploc bag, so it wasn't getting wet. I did not have that kind of forethought. So the one time I tried to bring out my phone to answer a phone call, it's still pouring outside. And as a result, my phone became waterlogged. I could make a single phone call before the end of the day, but then by the time I got to my car to change clothes into something dry, it was worthless. My phone basically, it was on, I was receiving text messages and phone calls, but I couldn't do anything about it. None of the buttons were responding to anything I was trying to do, so that was painful. So it's like, okay, so despite the flu I'll probably get by tomorrow, and despite the victory, which is great because everybody was slobbing the knob of Miami, well, so Miami's back, whatever, the U can suck it. So in the morning I check my my receipts. My phone's still under warranty. Good stuff. So I take it to the Verizon store, and I say, this is what happened, can you hook me up? And the kind gentleman, who was obviously looking to make a sale, said that the closest BlackBerry Curve, this guy, is in Manassas. Now, Manassas isn't that far away. I'm going to queue up a little Google Map image so you can see it's not that far away. Sweet. Not that far. But I don't want to drive that far because I'm lazy and I'm tired. So I asked the kind gentleman, how much is it to upgrade to the BlackBerry Tour, the new hotness that they have out. So he runs through the math, and I wasn't eligible for the discount for the upgrade at the time, but my aunt, who's on the family plan, who won't be upgrading her phone anytime soon, like ever, she had her upgrade available now. So they swapped our upgrades, and I took hers to get a $100 rebate on a new phone, which I don't necessarily need, but you know me and gadgets, and I like to spend money. I don't like to save it for some ungodly reason. More on that later. So yeah, I got a new phone. So I'm gonna give you not necessarily an unboxing, but I'm gonna give you a rundown comparing the two phones. And yeah, so this is gonna be focused mainly for people that already have a BlackBerry that know what it's like. I mean, if you don't have one, then upgrading to a smartphone is kind of a big deal. So consult your local Verizon wireless dealer or whatever provider you have. This is just based on my experiences and what I like and dislike based on the tendencies that I have on my phone. So let's get to it. First thing I noticed is that this thing came with a bunch of different plugs, because on the box, where did I put the box? Here we go. On the box, global smartphone. So I can be an international man of mystery with this thing. So I got a whole bunch of different plugs for the wall adapter. I'm not even sure what region this would be for, but there's one. It's got some straight up prongs. Here's another crazy looking alien thing. And I got this other one that's just got the two. And then the standard obviously would be for your local area. And it just pops out, which is pretty sweet. So it travels well, and then you can swap in whichever one you want. That's that. As far as the phones go, here's the old busted here is the new hotness. I would show you what the screens look like between the two phones, but my BlackBerry Curve doesn't want to work right now. I guess it'll power on, but it doesn't work. So let's just look at the Tor. The first thing that you would notice, let me put my password so you can't see that. First thing you notice is that the interface looks, it actually is the interface of the Storm, even though this is the Tor. So it's the Storm without the touchscreen. So it's got this kind of a neon glow thing going on with all of that. So it's pretty sweet. So that's that. It took me a little bit of time to get used to where everything was. I had to rearrange all the icons to my liking, especially on the main screen. So I got the mail, web, text messages, we get the contacts, my call log, which I had to find, because it wasn't primarily already there, and then of course Twitterberry, because I'm an addict. One new thing that I noticed was that they have the sound profile up here in the upper left, so I can change it from my main screen. I can change it to something like silent, or completely take everything off so that the phone is on but it doesn't make any noise. Let's see if we can get to my new text message sound. Well, actually, here's my new phone. You can see it says Lost Theme. Let's see if we can play it. So yeah, if you call me, that's what you're going to hear after 3 vibrates. That's what I'll hear, actually. If I get a text message, this is my new thing. That's from the release trailer of Halo 3. I'm a big geek. So yeah, so that's my new hotness phone. Ellen Page looks lovely on it. So far I'm a fan. The one other thing that's kind of weird is that the buttons, it's like an indoor track kind of curve on the left side. The buttons are indented, so there's it's raised a little bit on the upper right hand for the left side, going down from the T, G, and V. Spacebar doesn't have anything, but then on the right side here, what is that, B, H, and Y, starting there to the right, the indent is on the upper left, so if you're holding it like a proper 2-finger typer, everything on this side feels like it's going up that way, but then on the other side it's coming up that way, so it just feels like it's kind of curved, like kind of like one of those keyboards that has it split down the middle, like you'd see that where it's split down the middle and it's more comfortable for your hands. I think it's ergonomically sound or something like that. I'm not really sure if you can do that for a phone. These things are supposed to be the death of all mankind and it's supposed to cause cancer, but you know, it is what it is. So that's my phone. I love it so far. So yeah, Verizon, if you want to send me more money, or maybe an even bigger rebate than what I have, I'll happily plug your devices. And speaking of Verizon, my tip of the day: if you have FiOS or if you have the ability to purchase the NFL channel's Red Zone package, it's like $50. Do it. If you are in the area where I am right now and the Redskins are the only thing you get to watch, then you would have seen the Redskins get beaten by the Detroit Lions. Congratulations, you are no longer the laughingstock of the NFL, at least for the week. So yeah, if the only thing you would have been able to watch was the Redskins against Detroit, that sucks. With the Red Zone package, you see every score, and then you will see any other game that is within the red zone, within the 20 to the goal line. You'll see all that. So it's pretty crazy. At one point, they had three different games going on at the same time on the screen, and they're just bouncing back and forth. And like I said, you see every score, you see everything. So if you care about football and you have the ability to make this purchase, do it. It's totally worth it. Like, I didn't pay for it, but you know, because I'm living at home, whatever. But I was watching it for 5 minutes, and it easily justified all $50 right there in 5 minutes. So, and this is $50 for the entire season, so you're good to go. Ironically, because I didn't want to type, I'm gonna have to edit this, and it'll probably take longer for me to edit all this than it will to type it all out. And I definitely need to get rid of the Wolfman. But yeah, so that's my weekend. Should be a good start to the week. We'll see y'all later.